Good damn afternoon, Americans. Jericho Green here with you once again. Happy Monday. Loco lunes. Está pegando. What's up, everybody? Glad you're here. Shout out to everybody in the comment section and whatnot. I see that super chat cherry has already been popped. That financial hymen has already been broken. Roy Lee Painter, what's up, man? Shout out to you. He says, I say thank you first. He says, good afternoon, good damn afternoon, Americans. Semper Fidelis. Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Roy Lee Painter. Hope everybody's weekend felt long. I know it wasn't, only 2 days. Boo. You know, I learned somewhere a long time ago. I don't remember exactly where it was, but I read somewhere that what was it around? I think it was World War II. At the end of World War II, the powers that be, these major companies at the time, not all of them, I'm not sure how many, but there were some major companies at the time, and they were deciding, maybe with some members of the government too, but they were deciding what kind of work week we were going to have. And originally, or at the time, it was between 4 days on, 3 days off, or 5 days on, 2 days off, like we normally have now. Not everybody has that schedule, but pretty much Monday through Friday is the work week. And apparently these companies, these corporations got it their way, and we have 5 days of work and 2 days off. Now, I don't know. Like I said, this is a long time ago, 15, 20 years ago, maybe. And I don't know how true that is, but it makes sense that people like that would make that type of decision. And who else would give you 5 days of work and 2 days off? Who wouldn't want 3 days off? Because one day, forget it. There's always something. There's something you have to do. There's somewhere you have to go, a birthday party, an event, something. So they only leave you with one more day. And that's not really a whole day, because you have to get ready for the work day the next day. You either go to bed early, or even just your mindset. You're getting ready to go into another work week. 3 days? That sure would be nice. That one day, that's going to be gone doing something fine, you can have it. I have 2 more. And that would at least give you one entire day to just be off. Not have to worry about going to work, not have to worry about something to do. So 3 days sounds good to me. Real good. But that's not what we have. I did, though, before I quit my job at Trader Joe's, I had 3 days off, and it was nice. Damn, it was nice. To have those 3 days, I recommend, if you can have it that way. C4 Duke, it wasn't in there. Sorry, man. I looked all the way at the top like I do every day. But thank you. But having those 3 days, man, that was sick. I recommend it for anybody. If you can have it that way, get it that way. Because 3 days off is real nice. So it's almost like every time you turn around, you're getting ready to go into another weekend. It's a beautiful thing. Yeah, Oscar Gonzalez. In some ways, yes, Trader Joe's was like that. It got very corporate, very, towing the alphabet soup group line and the far left line and all that shit. I'm cool. Jim D says, I worked 410s my last 10 years before I retired. Yeah, 410s is the way to go, man. Shit. 410s is the way to go. Or, 4/8s, whatever you got. However you're set up. That's the way to go. Having those 3 days off, man. I'm telling you. It's really nice. And I would imagine, no matter what, I have my kids and stuff, so it was great to spend extra time with them. But no matter what you do or what you have going on in your life, 3 days off is the shit. So I really do recommend that for you. If you got it like that, you can have it like that, get it. As promised, today I'm going to give you a detailed review of Candace Owens' documentary, The Greatest Lie Ever Sold. It's about BLM, the origins of. I got right here. Hold on. Here. See, I'm still trying to get this shit figured out. I think I had something there. Anyway, the origins of BLM, who started it, what was the incident that really, what was the catalyst for them, being at the forefront of this whole leftist movement. Excuse me. The George Floyd situation and how much money they got, where their money went. Because when you are a charity, then you don't pay taxes. She goes into where the money went. And it's very, and like I said last week, like I said on Saturday, there are some things that I already knew after watching, or some things that I already knew before watching this. Like her paying her, Patrisse Cullors, one of the founders of CBLM, her hiring her or her mother and her brother to do shit, paying them all this crazy money and buying the mansion. But some of the properties that they bought, I didn't know about, and who her wife is. Yes, I said her wife, because Patrisse Cullors is part of the Alphabet Soup group now, even though she has a kid. So apparently she wasn't always, or she did some serious backsliding. And she had a kid, but now she's with a woman. But who that woman is and where the money goes is the problem. And also, not only the people of BLM, the founders of it, the heads of it, what they did with their money, but also what they didn't do with their money, where the money didn't go, who the money didn't go to, will also piss you off. That was a real problem, because you would think, any normal person would think, you're having all of this money, tens of millions of dollars, more money than any of us will ever see, times 1,000. But you would think automatically, like without question, you're gonna help the people closest to the person who started all of this, right? I.e., George Floyd's family, his roommates, things like that. Those people automatically are going to get taken care of if this is what you're really about, and if this is who catapulted your organization. Then of course, without question, do we even have to say out loud that these people will be taken care of financially? Not quite. But here's the kicker. I'm not going to talk about it here on my live stream. I'm going to do a video about it after this, and I'm going to go in detail about the documentary. I'm not going to give away all the spoilers and whatnot. You still need to see it. But there's some real shit going on here. And some things you may have known, those of you who watch, people like myself, you might have your finger on the pulse of what's going on a little more than the average bear. But there's some shit in here you're going to learn, and it's crazy. So after my live stream, I'm going to record that video, then I'll upload it today. And I see some people in here saying things that are very true, like Dustin Peterson, BLM is a scam. Yeah, who the fuck didn't know that? Like right when I heard, I was like, BLM, what the hell is? As soon as I found out it was an organization, I knew they were full of shit. I knew it. Hola, Ingrid de la Rosa. I knew it was bullshit. Wait a minute, you got this organization, this entity that's supposed to represent an entire group of people, and then immediately you look at their actions. Fuck what they say, look at their actions. It was obvious that they didn't give a damn about Black lives. Well, all of them. Some of them, they cared very much. The ones that could, make them some money. The ones that couldn't, they didn't give two shits. Brendan Gerzalak, thank you for the Hamilton. He says, ever notice how Pelosi seems to be jittery and tries to rush through an interview? It's because the vodka vixen needs her fixin'. You damn right. That's, those extreme addicts, no matter what they're addicted to, that first thing in the morning, they got them shakes, they're sick, they need their medicine. And she can hear the glasses clanking together. She can hear the cheap pop-pov vodka lid coming off. You hear that. When you open something for the first time, those little safety things on the cap, that sound like a Snapple. When Snapple pops, that way I'm the first one to open this. This is fresh. So she can hear that pop-off vodka lid coming off. She has the ears of a damn bat. Them bats in those cages, it's dark in there. They don't see, they hear. Sonar. You crack a bottle of vodka within 500 yards of Nancy Pelosi, and she will hear it loud. Those movies like when somebody's a werewolf, and it's the first time them turn into a werewolf, so all their senses are very sensitive. Like they're going, oh, shit. And someone's like, what's wrong? Oh, nothing. Shit's loud. That's how it is to Nancy. If you twist, and the higher the quality vodka, the farther the sound will travel. So Pop vodka, the cheap shit in the plastic bottle, that's about 500 yards. But you start talking about Grey Goose, Belvedere, fuck. She can hear that for a mile. Go ahead and crack a bottle of Belvedere within a mile. And this is what you're going to hear. That's Nancy. That's Nancy coming to get it. I know you ain't going to crack no good vodka without pouring me a glass. That's what she says. Nancy don't fuck around. You guys let me know when I'm lying, okay? Stop me when I'm lying. Lord German Husbando, thank you. Jericho, my mom would like for you to hydrate and then do the Crest Whitening smile. It gets her every time. Oh, this one? They always do that in the commercials. Or a sitcom. You know, the characters are always doing what they're known for. So if they're like fixing something, they'll turn. Love that, man. Shit is so funny. Pop off Pelosi. Game Hinge Patriot, thank you for the 1776. Hey, Jericho, it's not about inflation. No, it's not. Why do you guys keep saying that? Why do you guys keep saying it's about inflation? How is it about inflation? Why aren't you guys focused on more important things? Why are you guys focused on money and the cost of items across the board? It's not about inflation. And that's what she told us clearly. That's why I use that title, because that's a quote from her. She says it's not about inflation. It's about the cost of living. Hold on, drunk one. Did you just say that it's not about inflation, it's about the cost of living? But guys, I know. I'll say it. But Nancy, inflation directly affects cost of living. Directly affects the cost of living. That's like saying seasoning directly affects the flavor of your food. If I dump a bunch of salt in there, it's going to taste salty because seasoning directly affects the taste of your food. Just like inflation directly affects the cost of living. Because inflation has to do with how far our money goes. And in order to deal with your cost of living, you need money. That's what cost means in this particular case. Now, you can cost in other ways, like your actions can cost you your freedom. But when we're talking about inflation, we're talking about cost as in money. So inflation does directly affect cost of living. Just like vodka directly affects your mood. That's how vodka directly affects the way you talk, Nancy, or your jittery nature. And I got a video clip of her saying this quote. She was on some stupid show, and she's talking about inflation and the cost of living, and her dentures almost come out. Like something's up with her mouth. Scott Marshall says, I love vodka. That's great, but the problem is the vodka loves her. But there's something wrong with her mouth, the way she talks. And she's almost like she's tweaking and she's grinding her teeth. It's fucking weird. You'll see it. It's just strange the way she talks, the way she all with her hands and stuff. And not like, hey, I'm Italian, I talk with my hands. It's something, I don't know, man. But you guys will see. You guys will see what I mean. Eric Schultz, he says, fuck vodka, give me some Southern Comfort. No, man, I got bad memories of Southern Comfort. Woo! Oh, is that what it is? Oscar Gonzalez says vodka loosens polygrip false teeth adhesive. So it's like, so the adhesive must be like vodka soluble. You know, water will break down certain things. I guess vodka, maybe that's what it is. Can somebody make a vodka proof denture adhesive? Is that possible? Because if so, get on it. We need her. We need some in her mouth now. Because that shit was about to come out. Man, can you guys just stop for a second and think how funny that would be if Nancy Pelosi was on a TV show or at the podium and her fucking dentures popped out and fell. If that happens, you guys better be right here immediately following me because you know what we're going to talk about. Holy shit. But it's not about inflation. It's about the cost of living. Duh. Duh. And of course, since we're talking about that, that's the title of the live. If you look at that thumbnail, that was perfect. Because I was looking through and I've Googled Nancy or I Googled Pelosi drunk. And that picture came out. I was like, that's perfect. That is perfect. That's her face all the time. That girl's lit up from the tit up. She's faded. But it's not about inflation, you jackasses. It's about the cost of living. And something else she said when she was talking about that was, inflation is global. Okay? There are other countries, and I'm guessing this is what she said because she was slurring most of it. But after watching a lot of clips from her and stuff like that, I speak Pelosiisms. I speak Pelosi. You can kind of decipher through the slurs and shit. And she said other countries are dealing with worse inflation because, of course, we care about the inflation that other countries are experiencing. That's what the average American gives a shit about. While they're suffering under inflation, we care about some other. Well, they have it worse over there. Oh shit, guys, what are we bitching about? We could be over there, but we're not. We're right here. Hey, Nancy, right here. So I don't give a shit. Don't give a shit about the inflation they're dealing with around the world. And our grandpa and chief said the same thing a while ago. Like that means anything. Hey, kids, stop crying. Come here. I know we can't afford it anymore. Come here. It's worse in the UK. All right. Stop crying. Oh, sorry, Dad. Stomach, stop growling. You could be in the UK. Stupid ass shit. And she's out there on her own, by herself, speaking to the public. That's dangerous. Also, one of the Ku Klux Trans members hurt a real girl. Like a real one, born that way girl. An original girl. How crazy is that? So you mean to tell me boys are playing sports with girls and one of the girls gets hurt? Who saw that coming? Ray Charles was like, I did. And somebody very important, somebody more important, way more important than you, way more important than me. We're just tens out here. We're tax ID numbers. That's all. We're cogs in the machine. We mean nothing. Well, somebody more important than you got the sweet and sour sniffles. And you better care. And it better be genuine. Don't laugh. Don't say, I told you so. Don't say, fuck you, lady. That's not nice. Okay? Keep in mind, she's better than you. Okay? We'll find out who that little rapscallion is, huh? And then Bidenist pervertist, our grandpa in chief, Mr. Hey, this isn't the mall, Caribbean Queen. Now we're sharing the same dream. No more love on the run. That guy. He's lying. I know. This is the first time he's ever lied. That's why it's a big deal. He's never lied to us before. Look at me. So, but he did this time. Maybe he didn't mean to. Maybe it's because his brain is swimming in quicksand. No, his brain is swimming in peanut butter. It's working hard, guys. It's working overtime, okay? And a little white lie, maybe he didn't mean to. Slipped out, but he said that he passed something that he didn't. You're thinking gas. Oh, he's senile. He's losing control of his body. He shits his pants. Not funny. But he did lie about something, guys. And I was, like I said, appalled because he's never lied to us before in his 720 years in the Senate. That's what he said. He said, I've been in the Senate for 720 years. Okay. And then, speaking of that guy, Mr. Caribbean Queen, him, he had somebody named Dylan Mulvaney at the White House, and they sat down for an interview. That was a guy I played a couple days ago, and he says, I want to be a mom someday, and I totally can. He sat down with the resident of 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. So just know, while shit's going downhill out here, he's sitting down with a fucking Ku Klux Trans member who's nuttier than squirrel shit. But guys, hey, before we get into any of that sad stuff, let's celebrate. Okay, let me put my party hat on because it is a party, huh? Last time I wore my party hat is when we celebrated. Oakland. Oakland hit 100 homicides for the year. Yay! Democrat policy at its best. And so we celebrated that. That was a big milestone. That was fun. And I'm sure they're way past that now because that was like almost a month ago. But today we're celebrating something awesome. Okay? Something you need to celebrate too. And if you have, hold on, there it is. If you guys have, there we go. If you guys have a party hat, put it on. No, I want to get the hat in the whole frame. There we go. I want to get in the whole frame there. So if you have a party hat, put it on because I'm about to tell you some shit that's going to make you dance around. No, dirt plexiglass. This is not a rainbow unicorn horn. I wish I had one, though, but somebody else bought up all the rainbow stuff because it's Alphabet Soup Group Heritage Month. So I wish I had a rainbow one, but I don't. So thanks for pointing that out, Dirk. So the reason we're celebrating, the reason I'm wearing, what part of Jamaica are you from? Right near the beach. If I wasn't from Jamaica, then why would I wear this hat? What movie is that from? David Robinson says Philly has 433 homicides. Oh, yes. There are other major Democrat-run festering wounds that have a higher body count, but Oakland it's on the smaller side of big cities. And they got into the Century Club. Welcome them to the Century Club. They hit 100 homicides for the year. You're right, JJ Finnegan. Welcome back, too. Half-baked. Yeah, he said, if I wasn't from Jamaica, then why would I wear this hat? Anyway, okay, celebration, guys. Stop getting me sidetracked. The reason we're celebrating is because, guys, are you ready? Everybody drum roll with me. Because we've hit 2.4 million illegals encountered at our border this year. Yay! Isn't that cool? 2.4 million, and we're only in late October, so we still got November, December. It's going to be fun. Are we going to hit 2.5? Of course we are. Can we hit 3 million? Fingers crossed. Don't cross them on two hands because that's bad luck. Fingers crossed. Hopefully we can hit 3 million by the end of the year. Hold on, guys. Producer. What? You see me with my damn party hat on? They did? Well, how in the hell can they say that when Yes, I know, but 2.4 million is a lot of people. Well, let me tell you something, Mr. Producer. 2.4 million people is a record. We've never had that. No, I'm not going to tell them that because that's a lie. Why would she say that? She's the borders. Why would he say that? But they can't say that if obviously there's 2.4 million. Damn it. All right, man. Stop interrupting me. Sorry, guys. Damn producer. Apparently, Bidenus Pervertus, our grandpa in chief, Kamala Harris, the Ugandan nightmare, the politician who went horizontal so her career can go vertical, they're running around here, along with many others, but they're running around here saying that the border's secure. My producer told me that she even got on multiple news outlets and said that the border is secure. Then she said she's never been to the border, but she knows it's secure. And they're saying that the border is secure, but I'm just trying to juxtapose that with the 2.4 million people who have come across our border or who are encountered at our border. Guys, I'm just gaga. That was a response from Kamala. That's how, like, I know she talk. I know when she's in front of like Howard University, hey, what's up, y'all? But she really talks like gaga. She's gonna get pissed because I just insulted her in her language. You guys don't speak it like I do, but I just told her what's up in her language. She don't like it. All right, Brian King B. Falcon, way to kick it off with the jokes about our vice president, the first black. He says her legs aren't secure. Was that necessary, Brian? Now, what Brian is referring to is that, okay, rumor has it, I'm not going to say it's 100% true, but rumor has it, is that she slept with Mayor Willie Brown, at the time, Mayor of San Francisco, Willie Brown, while he was married. She went ahead and spread him open, gave him some of that Jamaican Indian crevice. I hear you, bomba clot. She gave him the bomba clot, and then she became assistant district attorney of San Francisco, or district attorney of San Francisco. That's what they say. And then that started her career, and then that's why I call her the politician who went horizontal, so her career could go vertical. Because as soon as she grabbed those bad boys and held them up, get it, Willie? And he, right? Once he did that, and then career took off like a rocket. That reminds me of that the scene from, what was that, Forrest Gump, where his mom, she wanted to get him into that school. He comes out and he says, boy, your mama sure cares about your education. And he started making those noises and made him uncomfortable. You guys remember that, Forrest Gump. This seat's taken. Oh, yeah, no problem, GS. He says, JG, can you do your spitting out the silver cotton candy impersonation? Of course I can. That's more Kamala Harris, because she loves the silver foxes. She loves that silver cotton candy, them old pubes. Bang. That's Kamala after. Bang. Toss it. She's like, I'll toss it. I don't care. I got plenty of those. And you guys heard it here first. And I'm not trying to be play. I'm being honest. If you want to get her down to the border, make a trail of old men's pubic hair, 70 and up, old men pubic hairs down to the border, and she'll go. Now, older men, 70 and older, you're going to have to make a sacrifice for your country. And you're old enough to have probably made a sacrifice for your country in a war in the past before. But we're going to need you again. Time to re-up. 7 men, 70 and older across America, whether you like her or not, you got to help us out. It's for the team. I need you to take just a pinch, like a generous pinch of your pubes. Ugh. Pull them out and then send them, make a trail. All right, we need to have a collection point. So we'll have drop-off bins, in local cities, and you come by, pull them out, drop in the drop-off bin. And then once we amass enough old men pubes to make a trail to Texas, to the Texas-Mexico border. I only say that because that's the closest Mexico border to her, where she's at in D.C. If we get enough, California, Arizona, New Mexico, whatever, we can make paths, like trails leading to the border. But we'll say from D.C. to Texas, that'll be trail number 1. So once we get enough old men pubes from D.C. to Texas, we'll see what happens. I think I'll be right. I think once you open that door, get him, girl, get him, go get him. She'll be on the trail. When she gets to the border, she'll climb the highest, building or whatever, probably be a lightning storm. Lightning flashing behind her, and pouring rain. She's going to go to the top of this building and go, "Gah, gah, gah," to let us know, I'm here. I made it. Thanks for the pubes. And maybe she'll get to work. I don't know if she will. I'm just trying to get her to the border. Don't ask too much of me. I'm just trying to get her down to the border. And I think a big trail, big pile of pubes from old men will get her there. Because nothing else seems to work. Making her border czar doesn't seem to work. So I'm just spitballing here, people. I'm just spitballing. I'm trying to get her down there. Now, once she gets there, how will we get her to work? I don't know. Maybe we'll have enough pubes we can make a big pile and she'll roll around in it like catnip and stay there for a while. And then maybe we can put her to work while she's there. I don't know. Stephen Thompson, do you know? Thanks for the Hamilton. He says, Nancy has a neurological disorder that affects the muscles of her face. The tongue is a facial muscle. In her case, muscles of the hands are also affected. And that could be very true. You sound smarter than me, Stephen. Yeah, that's probably true. No bullshit. That's probably what she's dealing with. And okay, you're 83 years old or 82 years old, about to be 83. Of course, things are going to start to fail. The human body is going to break down after 82 years. Nothing is in top running form after 82 years, Nancy. I'm not saying that. You're going to have things fail you. Your facial muscles, your brain, especially when you soak it in vodka for 60 years. My point is, you shouldn't be Speaker of the House when you have these problems. When you have these disabilities, you should not have the title that you have. That's my point. If this was Nancy Pelosi on the street, I would be kind to her, as you should be to old ladies. But I can't be, because she's number 3 in charge of our country. So I have to hold her to that standard, and she's not meeting it. Oy vey. That one is fucked up. But anyway, guys, that's why I have the hat on. Here, this side. Here we go. Celebrating 2.4 million illegals encountered at our border in less than a year. Isn't that nice? Less than a year, 2.4 million. And that's a record, too. Miyagi Fang Karate 89 says, I'm 33. I'm too young. You're way too young, man. You could double your age and you're still too young. Be happy. Be happy you're not on her radar. Shoot, I'd be happy as shit. I'm 41. So if you double my age, she'll be like, oh, yeah. Arun Faye, thank you for the Twomsky. This is gross, but hilarious. Laughing myself off. I try to walk that fine line between gross and hilarious. Sometimes I lean a little more gross, but you know what I'm trying to do here. J. Poe says, remember when she supposedly got a facelift? Which one? Which one? Because her face is about to be back here. She's going to look like that dude in the Village of the Crazies in Jim Cotta. If you know what I'm talking about, you know what I'm talking about. Her face is about to be back here if she gets another lift. It does not look natural, people. Stop. Exactly, Rodwell. 2.4 million that they know about. Exactly, that they know about. Just like it's been, how long has it been 11 million illegals in our country? At least, no bullshit, at least 10 years it's been 11 million illegals in our country. How is that possible when we just, and there's many other reasons too, but I'm just saying, look at this. Knowing this 2.4 million that we know about that just crossed in this last year, but it's always been 11 million illegals. Bullshit. Yeah, bullshit. Username, MIB, exactly. Like the dude who took over the guy's skin, the farmer, to pull his skin back. That's Nancy. That right there should be loaded in the back of a bull and shit in a river. My goodness. People, let's get into it, huh? Let's get in that ass like a bike with no seat. But first, Boomer Boost is a complete, comprehensive, all-in-one powerhouse nutritional supplement. designed specifically to boost energy naturally and support vital body functions, including heart health, circulation, muscle function, and healthy bones and vision. Boomer Boost is really easy to use. It comes in a powdered form. Just add it in water. It tastes great, and it takes a minute to mix up in the morning, and it's a great nutrition for you to have, and it lasts you the whole day. Go to boomerboost.com by clicking the link in the description box and use promo code Jericho, all caps, to receive $5 off your first order. People, you can't beat that with a stick. And I'm really excited to do the video on the Candace Owens documentary, The Greatest Lie Ever Sold, because just wait till you see where the money has gone. And you're not going to be, that's not going to piss you off. What BLM has done to our country, that'll piss you off. But the money, there's part of you that can always say, well, it ain't my money because I didn't give a dime to this popsicle stand. But when you see where the money goes, it's just, you're just going to do this. That's what you're going to do. Because what jackass would give them money, especially now knowing where it went? It went to a bunch of bullshit that does not benefit Black lives in any way, shape, or form. They got a bunch of money to give it to something that don't got shit to do with their acronym. Nothing. $90 million. Now, I've read to where they've, as you know, since their inception, they've raised like over $6 billion. But the tax returns that Candace Owens has her hands on, literally, she has her piece of paper in her hand. It's 90 million, it's like 89 million and some change. So $90 million that they just misappropriated, that they just, what do you guys want to do? What do you want to do with $90 million? What do you guys want to do? Some of that and that and that and that. Oh man, this is stupid as shit. The title of it is The Greatest Lie Ever Sold. The rest of it should be to the dumbest motherfuckers that ever lived. Because who bought that? Who bought that? Literally, as in giving them money, and who bought it? Like who bought their message and bought their what do you call that? Their mission statement that they put on their website, which includes a breakdown of the nuclear family because that's a Western European ideal. They say they're trained Marxists. Not only are they trained Marxists, they were trained by a Marxist. Man, I'm gonna get into all that shit. Don't even worry about it. But like I said, I will talk about that in a video specifically for that review. Very good. I recommend it. And if you can watch it before I post my shit, hey, you'll be even just as mad as me as I am when I post it. Let's see, guys. Why don't we just start at the top? Why don't we start with Nancy? Oh man, and they just keep putting her on TV, drunk as shit, people. Oh my goodness. It's not about inflation. It's about cost of living. So I got it on Insta. It's actually Instagram, so like, don't say it like that. Oh man, here we go. Here we go. She said it's not about inflation, it's about cost of living, you stupid sons of bitches. You idiots. Oh, let's see where I got that one out. Yeah, here we go. Now watch the dentures almost pop out. Watch the hands. Very handsy. Very Andrew Cuomo. Very handsy. Yeah, this is the right one. Okay, let me make sure. I just want to make sure I have the right one. Like, who would have her? How did that lady not like? Hold on, stop the tape, Nancy. Come on, come on now. It's not a. Did you really mean to say that? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? go. Bam. Bam. About to share it. Here we go.
Is that when I hear people talk about inflation, as I heard him there, we have to change that subject. Inflation is a global phenomenon.
See that?
The EU, the European Union, the UK, the British have a higher inflation rate than we do.
That means nothing to us. Now, did you see that? She almost lost him. And her mouth went like this for a second. She's always like slurring. She's slurring the word she said last into the next one. Like she's just like she has somewhere more important to be. She wants to hurry up and get out of there. She wants to hurry up and stop talking. And Nancy, believe me, we want you to hurry up and stop talking too.
Here, it's not, the fight is not about inflation. It's about the cost of living. And the fact
the fight is not about inflation. It's about the cost of living. They're basically connected, you idiot. Watch her face again. Watch her face and her mouth and the way she talks or whatever this is.
Is that when I hear people talk about inflation, as I heard him there, we have to change that subject. Inflation is a global phenomenon.
A global phenomenon. Them dentures almost, that fixing it almost failed you. It's a global phenomenon. So what are you complaining about? You're doing better than everybody else. Idiot, stop whining. Stop complaining. It could be worse. You could be in a shitty country. Well, I don't care what they're dealing with over there. I'm worried about my country, and you should be too, woman.
Phenomenon. Yeah. The EU, the European Union, the UK, the British have higher.
The UK, the British. Yes, UK, British. We know that's the same thing. The EU, I don't give a shit about the EU. The EU's all fucked up. Doesn't Britain want to leave the EU? Didn't they leave it? Isn't that why they had Brexit? The British exit from the EU? What are you talking about, woman?
Inflation rate than we do here. It's not, the fight is not about inflation. It's about the cost of living.
Nancy, if you're not fighting inflation right now, what are you doing? If you're not fighting inflation on our behalf, what are you doing then? She's basically telling you it could be worse. It's worse in other places. Shut the fuck up. All right? You're going to take what we give you and you're going to like it because it could be worse. Well, we didn't get to our stature, to our status as a country going by it could be worse. We are the best country in the world despite your efforts to dismantle that. We are the greatest country in the world and we expect more. We're not okay with inflation. That happens in other countries. You're right. It's happening in other countries, Nancy. That's where it should stop, not this one. And if the fight isn't with inflation, then where is it? Is it with you to keep your dentures in your mouth? Is it the fight where you try to pull that last bottle of pop-off vodka from your staff's hands? Because they're finally trying to make you put it down for a few minutes? Where is the fight? Because I tell you one thing, woman, you mush-mouth, liver-spotted demon, you David Lopan body double, I'll tell you one thing, we're definitely out here trying to fight inflation. What are you doing? We're fighting it like hell out here, trying to keep our heads above water, trying to pay more for something that cost less a year and a half ago. That's what we're trying to do. Our fight is with inflation. Where the fuck is yours? She's like, I don't want to hear that shit about inflation. Look at other countries. Don't look here. Look over there. That woman is full of more shit than a Christmas turkey. And frankly, the Christmas turkey probably looks better before and after you cook it. Juggernaut Jumper, thank you. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Nancy Pelosi. It's 5 o'clock everywhere all the time with Nancy Pelosi. She lives in 5 o'clock. All the clocks in her house and her office are set to 5 o'clock. Guaranteed. And if they're not, she's going to act like they are. She reminds me of Dudley Moore. Remember that actor from the 80s? He always played, what was that movie he played in some rich guy? He was like, and he just slur his speech all the damn time. Golly. It's not about inflation. It's about the cost of living. Nancy, that's the same damn thing. What's wrong with her? Arthur, that's what it was. Thank you. Arthur. What's wrong with that woman? Like, and if that wasn't her dentures about to pop out that she did, that meth grinding your teeth shit she did, then what was it? If that wasn't her dentures about to fall out, why did she say it's what was she talking about? Let's see that one more time. See that one more time. Look at that shit. It's so funny. One more time.
And the fact is that when I hear people talk about inflation, as I heard him there, we have to change that subject. Inflation is a global phenomenon.
It's a global what? What was she saying? If that wasn't her dentures about to pop out, what the fuck happened to her jaw? Is she on ecstasy?
And the fact is that when I hear people talk about inflation, as I heard him there, we have to change that subject. Inflation is a global phenomenon.
What happened to her mouth right there? I think she's on ecstasy. What the fuck was that? That's not okay. That was not okay. What was that? Holy hell. Nicole Thomas, thank you from the UK. £8.99. Howdy from Wales. JG, always a pleasure to check in with you all. Stay strong, people. We will. You too. Because they've been in Europe over the barrel. It's getting cold there, but they want everything to run off of sunshine and happy thoughts. But that shit only happens during spring and summer. What happens when it gets cold? They're jacking those energy prices up there. Hey, you guys stay strong too. Nicole Thomas in Wales. Oh, Nicole, you spilled Merlot all over the duvet in Wales. Thank you. Appreciate that. We have one more in here. Who's the next one? There it is, Ed Rock. Thank you very much. He says, Mr. Ed, the talking horse, spoke better English than her. I would agree. And that was a horse, and they would put peanut butter in his mouth to make him move his lips. And if someone said, hey, America, we'll trade out Nancy Pelosi for Mr. Ed, who would have a problem with that? Not me. I bet you that horse has more integrity than her. Bet. I'll take that horse right now over Nancy Pelosi because something happened with her mouth. Something. Arun Faye, thank you very much for the Hamilton. I bet Nancy could do a killer Rocky impression with the host teeth. Hey, Adrian. Hey, Adrian over there. Yeah. I don't know. I'd rather have Rocky. I'd rather have the character from Rocky in her position than her. Warrior Rod, thank you. Damn, wonder how you got that nickname. Warrior Rod. Ladies, be careful. Better stretch out before you go see him. Better do some Kegels. Something. Got that warrior rod. Got the rod of a warrior. Ooh. Polydent Pelosi. Thanks, Mike Herrera. Oh my goodness, guys. You saw what she said in front of other human beings. It's a global. What happened? I'm a smart guy. I think I do a better job than Nancy. Certainly got a better mouth than her. You know how that happened to Sylvester Stallone? When he was being born, the doctor grabbed him with forceps and it severed a nerve in his lip. That's what he did. Yeah, like that. Take that to your next cocktail party. Actually, I can tell you how Stallone got that signature lip. I mean, my goodness. How do we get the worst three speaking human beings all in the same government at the same time. Biden, Harris, and Pelosi. They all talk like shit. They all have mush mouth. There's something wrong. All three of them can't talk for shit. Biden, you know his ills. Harris, she talks in circles when she talks clearly because the passage of time is significant to the passage of time if you're timing the passage. But if you don't know about the passage of time, then the time is going to pass over the passage in time, obviously. Pelosi, you just saw her contorted mouth. I don't know what the fuck that was, man. James Bateman says all drunks. All of them? You mean alcohol? Nancy, yes. Harris, maybe, but alcohol cannot do to humans what has been done to Biden. 3 aneurysms and an embolism, 1 brain. If that happened to 1 family, you'd be outraged. Women, if a man was dating you and you found out that his great-grandpa's grandpa and his dad all had aneurysms and he was about to have an embolism, you might not want to get in that gene pool. There might be something wrong with that. But all that happened to not 1 family, 1 brain. Took all that damn trauma. They like to talk about, oh, I'm actually surviving trauma. That's real trauma. CLJ, thank you. Why doesn't Nancy Pelosi make a good bridge partner? She always bids no Trump. Hey, I'll be here all week. Try the veal. Thank you very much for that, CLJ. So remember, guys, you could be in another country. It could be worse. Shut your mouth is what we get from Nancy. And, oh, hold on. Hydrate real quick. So what that little bastard lie about now? What did he lie about now? Let's see if it's this one here. There's so many. Just, guys, now before we listen to his voice pisses me off. Even when he can make it through a sentence without stumbling over words, misspeaking, slurring them, cutting them off halfway through, whatever he does, his voice is annoying. His voice does not project power or confidence. Excuse me. He just has the voice of a nice old man. He's not even that, but his voice is like that. This is soft-spoken, unintimidating. Golly. His voice makes you want to help him across the street. It doesn't make you want to get behind him and change something or improve something. It doesn't strike fear in the rest of the world. It just makes you want to stick your arm out like this and help him across a busy intersection. That's it. His voice makes you want to help him load his groceries in his trunk. That's what his voice does. It doesn't inspire. It doesn't motivate. It doesn't give you chills when he's giving a speech. It just makes you want to come over and cut his grass for him. It makes you want to help him up because you saw him fall. Golly, man. Let's get this shit over with. Listen to this dumbass. This is weak.
The other piece what we're trying to do is, you probably are aware, I've just signed a law that's being challenged by my Republican colleagues, the same people who got PPP loans
Hold on. If you sign it into law, then how can they challenge it if you already made it a law?
Up to close to, in some cases, up to $500,000-$600,000. They have no problem with that. The individuals in Congress got those. But
another thing, anytime you see that now, it's leftist bullshit. Just know that. I've probably seen thousands of articles and clips from this company, whatever it is. If you ever see now this, know it's going to be some pink-haired, granola-headed dirt fucker bullshit. I promise. Case in point.
But what we've provided for is if you went to school, if you qualify for a Pell Grant, you qualify for 2,000, I mean, excuse me.
Doesn't his voice make you want to bring his trash cans back up by his house from the street? Hey, Mr. Biden. Hey, how are you? Ooh, probably because it probably smells like cat piss in his house. Hey, Mr. Biden, I'm just going to bring your trash cans back up for you. Oh, thank you there, buddy. Would you like some hard candy? No, I'm good. I want nothing out of your pocket.
You qualify for 20,000.
The look on that girl's face says everything.
$1,000 in debt forgiveness. Secondly, if you don't have one of those loans,
Wait a minute. We got to go back and start this again because there's no way to go back on Instagram. But look at this girl. Look at her blink her eyes. She almost fell asleep.
the other piece what we're trying to do is, you probably are aware, I've just signed a law that's being challenged by my Republican colleagues, the same people who got PPP loans for up to close to some.
Wait a minute. Did you guys see that when he had his legs crossed? You could see part of his leg. It is not a good look to see part of a man's leg when he's wearing a suit. Pull your pant like that. We should only see sock, not sock, and then part of your liver spotted skin, and then your pants. Come on, sloppy Joe.
Cases up to $500,000-$600,000. They have no problem with that.
Now
The
look at her
individuals in
face.
Congress got those. But what we've provided for is, if you went to school, if you qualify for a Pell Grant, you qualify for 2,000. I mean, excuse me. You qualify
Look at her eyes.
for $20,000 in debt forgiveness. Secondly, if you don't have one of those loans, you just get $10,000 written off. It's passed. I got it passed by a vote or two, and it's in effect. And already, a total of, I think it's now 13 million people have applied for that service. The other piece will.
Golly, that was hard to listen to. See that? You can see part of his leg, like the skin of his leg. That's a bad look, man. Pull your damn pant leg down. But that girl was like, she had a heroin nog on. She was about to fade out. Oh, man. Man, that was something else, guys. That was hard to watch. That was funny. It was scary. It was a lot of things. But basically, it's already been signed into law. I didn't know that. I didn't know that it was signed into law yet, because it's just been challenged. It just stopped it. What was it? A St. Louis judge, or at least paused it. So it hasn't happened yet. Oh my goodness gracious. Game Hinge Patriot, thank you very much for the Twompski. Biden is okay. It's the font. Biden is pervertus, and his regime are falling apart. I see their hiding spots running out. I want Biden voters to know this isn't their fault, inflation and etc. He was not elected by we, the people. I can prove it. I think we all can. I think we're all carrying around significant proof in our pocket on our phones. We all know that. And it makes it hurt even more. It makes it basically, seeing him speak is salt in the wound of the last presidential election of November 2020. It's salt in the wound. It's lemon juice in the wound, because we know how things should have shaken out. We know what should have happened, and it didn't. And this is what we have. This. It's like you're starving and someone gives you a shit sandwich, but you don't want it. You don't want to eat it. We're starving for good leadership, and this is what we have. I'm not eating it. I'd rather starve. I'd rather starve to death than approve of this in any way. Holy hell. And Pell Grants and 600,000. They took it. They didn't have a problem with that, but they have a problem with me spending $400 billion for some college kids, or just college kids. That's all. Yeah, we got a problem with you spending $400 billion on some bullshit. We should not be paying for anybody's fucking student loans. Huh? Get out of here with that shit. 400. He wonders why we have a problem with him spending $400 billion at a time like this on absolute nonsense. It passed by a vote or two. Just a vote or two. We're just talking votes here. We're just talking policy, but it's a vote or two or three. Hell, I don't know. I can't count past this many. How many is that anyway? Golly, man. And the Pell Grant, exactly, JJ Finnegan. The Pell Grant has existed forever. It's nothing new. It's nothing new. And a grant is something you don't have to pay back. So why is this even in the discussion? It's a grant. You don't have to pay grants back. That's why it's called a grant. Like a genie grants you a wish. That don't mean you got to pay him back. I'm giving you a grant. I'm granting you this. I'm giving you this. It's yours. You don't have to pay it back, idiot. Exactly. Nitro fan gave enough money to Ukraine to send their kids to college. I bet there's a lot of Ukrainian parents right now driving their kid to college for the first day to help them move into the dorm. How'd you guys get all this money? Aren't you going to a war? America, they give us all kinds of money. The old man over there keep handing money from his wallet. Like, here, you guys want more money in Ukraine's. Okay, more money for Ukraine's, yes? My goodness. Yes, this stupid old guy way over across the ocean. He gives us monies for nothing. Remember? Do you guys remember when the president of Ukraine, in the midst of a war, in a war zone, you know, the British reporters and their little helmets and their bulletproof vests, their flak jackets that say press, war zone, war happening all around, war zone. He was on the cover of Time magazine. But this is what really gets me about the cover of Time magazine. His hair was cut. His beard was lined up. Damn, you found a war zone barber? Had celebrities come to meet him. Ben Stiller. If I were him, I'd be mad if he sent me Ben Stiller. America, I asked for celebrity. You send me a guy from a movie in 2000. I'd be pissed. You sent me Ben Stiller? Is this 2004? Damn it. And I think Sean Penn went over there. Then they have this American delegation. Pelosi and friends went over there. You know, she was happy to go to Ukraine. Why was Nancy Pelosi happy? Why would the Vodka Vixen, why would Pop-Off Pelosi be excited to go to Ukraine? Because it's right by Russia, where they make vodka. We built secret tunnel from Ukraine to Russia for Nancy. She low crawl and she pop up on the other side in Russia and drink vodka until she shit pants and pass out. That's why Nancy wanted to go. She's like, hey, you guys stay here with Zelensky. I'm about to hit this tunnel and go to Russia and have a good time. She pulling big old lesion liver spotted titties out. It's pouring vodka all over him. Oh, it was gross. I'm sure it was disgusting. But I bet you there's some Ukrainian kids getting hooked up. Brand new clothes and shit. Nice college. All paid for by stupid old guy over there across water in the United States. Mm-hmm. Yep. Maybe take some of that money you guys sent over there and, I don't know, spend it over here. Maybe. And did we ask to be in this? Was there a vote taken? American people, what do you think? Should we get involved? What do you want us to do? Because we work for you. That'd be like if you work for somebody and you're taking money from their business and spending it at their competitor, spending it on their competitor. Well, you work for me. What the hell are you doing spending our money over there? We need our money right here in this company. That money needs to stay in-house. Is that what they call it? The money needs to stay in-house. Why are you taking it over there? What the fuck are you doing? I don't want you over there. You could have taken that money. How much have we given him? 60 billion? $60 billion. Now, when you hear those numbers thrown around all the time, we hear that all the time, 400 billion, 600 billion, a trillion, because we got a bunch of assholes in office. So that kind of money, it may numb you to it a little bit, but $60 billion, what could $60 billion do for homeless vets? I'm sure it would take a whole lot less. It would be in the millions for you to take care of every homeless veteran and give them help, give them resources. I guarantee you, it's a hell of a lot less than that. Take that 60 billion and put it into schools, put it into infrastructure, put it into security at these schools. They just had a shooting today, I believe it was, at a high school in St. Louis. And I looked up the high school, and it's a ghetto ass high school. And I look at the test score performances and kids who finish and kids who graduate, kids who go on to college, 2-year colleges, 4-year colleges, math, science, English scores. It's a underperforming school. It's East Side High before Joe Clark showed up. That's what this school is. And I kept looking. Let me look again before I even say that. Hold on a second. St. Louis School. St. Louis school shooter. Now, fortunately, it was a low body count. It was 3 people altogether, including the shooter himself. So let's see. This is as of 31 minutes ago. NBC News. 3 dead, including gunmen, after shooting at St. Louis High School, officials say. Okay. Chaos unfolded. So the shooter, who appeared to be about 20 years old, was taken into custody inside the performing arts school, according to a tweet. He was pronounced dead a short time later after exchanging gunfire with police. Altogether, there were 9 victims. Only 2 were killed, 3 total, but fuck him. He doesn't matter. So what I'm trying to find out is I'm trying to get a picture of the shooter. And I can't seem to find one. Now, I could be wrong. I've been wrong before. Shit, I'm wrong all the time. But I'm wondering why there aren't pictures of this guy. It's a predominantly black school. It's an underperforming school. And I'm not saying it's underperforming because it's black. I'm not Joe Biden. I don't believe that poor kids are just as smart as white kids. I didn't say that. But I'm wondering why we don't have a picture of this dude, because if he were a white student who went into this predominantly black school and was laying down students, then I think we would know who he is. Now, am I wrong? I don't know. I can't find a picture of the guy. But why can't we get a picture of him? And if we do find out what the killer looks like, and eventually we will, of course, especially in the age of social media and all that, someone's going to get a picture from somewhere, a page, and we're going to find out what he looks like. But what are they going to say if he's black? Because normally these mass shootings, it's the ones that get the limelight, that get the publicity, the one that get the visits from the administration and shit, are white shooters. And there was a shooting in Texas last year. A black student shot 4 students. He ended up getting out on bail, and his family had a party for him when he got home. Imagine this. Imagine the footage of a white kid who shot 4 black students at his high school, got out on bail, number one. The fact that he's out on bail, you'd have all the SEAL Team 6 of race pimps on site conducting operations, for sure. So this white kid somehow gets out. He holds up his arm, shows his white privilege. The guard goes, "Here, man," he buzzes it. He's white. Let him out. Why did you guys see it was white and put him in custody in the first place? So he just walks up to the gate to get out of prison or jail, holds his arm up. Boy, he's white, and buzz him out. Get out of here. Sorry, sir. Didn't know you were white. We shouldn't have inconvenienced you. And this white kid goes home, and his family has the fucking nerve to throw a welcome home party for him. And they're just out there with the banjos. Welcome home, boy. Imagine. I know. But that didn't happen. Instead, it was a black student who shot a bunch of black students, and he was out on bail, and his family had the nerve to throw a party for him. Welcome home, buddy. So if somebody in here, if you could tell me, have you seen the shooter? What does he look like? Mitchell McNeely, of course you're going to have some moonshine. What else do white people drink? There's two things you're going to drink in this fucking house. It's going to be moonshine and Coors Light. That silver bullet, man. And if it's a special occasion, we're going to have regular Coors, the banquet beer. So, what is going to happen here? Has anybody seen a picture of it? Please let me know. Am I missing it? Force multiplier. We got a bunch of people in the chat. Can any of you let me know where I can find a picture of the shooter? And if the shooter turns out to be white, I'll admit it. Fuck. I could be wrong. Okay. But it just doesn't look right. It doesn't feel right. It doesn't smell right. Why do we not know what this dude looks like? And if it were a white shooter shooting up a black school, oh my goodness. Then how come the headline doesn't read white student shoots black students or white shooter black school? Because the school is 75% black. So you know they would call this a black school. White shooter black school. Why don't we see that yet? Because they would love that. All their leftist, communist little pink weenies would come out. All their pink lipstick would come out. They'd be, white shooter black victim. Give me a cigarette when I'm done with this. Like I said, I could be wrong. But so far, if it walks like a duck and quacks like a duck, it's a leftist. Okay? So we'll see what happens with that. But the student loans, the law's been passed, $400 billion, no big deal. And I wonder if you can just come up with $400 billion, you just pulled that out of your ass. You reached inside your Depends and you pulled $400 billion out of your ass. And to use it on something so frivolous, so stupid, so unimportant as forgiving student loan debt? That's what you decide to create $400 billion for. It's for a bunch of people who should have to pay back their own debt. If that's the case, then why can't you magically make $400 billion appear for something that we need? How about that? How about you come up with $400 billion to distribute to parents who had kids in school during that Sweet and Sour Sniffles hijacking of our economy and our lives? Why don't you send them some money? Huh? Why don't you knock out their car note, knock out their mortgage? Help our veterans, help our children, help our infrastructure. You know what you got to do that? Give the money to us. Don't give it to a state and local government. They're inadequate. They're inept. They're useless. Give the money to us. And don't make that shit taxable to where we got to pay tax on some shit that you gave us, you son of a bitch. That's a grant. Remember how you said, if you got a Pell Grant? Give us some grants. You want to do something with $400 million, you piece of shit? How about you take that $400 billion, that's a million, $400 billion and give credits, give gift cards to every tax-paying American to be used at their local gun shop. How about that? Every adult over the age of 18 gets, what's the word I'm looking for? Damn it. Can't think of the damn name. But you give us money that we can use to purchase firearms, to pay for firearms training, to buy parts for our guns if we already have them. Why don't you do that? Why don't you just give us a tax break? Why don't you say, hey, for a year, no federal taxes? What do you think of that? No spike in madness, not a stimulus, because that shit don't work. And we got to pay taxes on that. Can you believe that shit? We're gonna give you some of your own money back, and voucher. Thank you, Greg McNeely, a voucher. We're gonna give you some of your tax money back, and you got to pay us tax on the tax. How about that? There are many other things you can use. Yes, Amy, all you guys saying voucher. Yes, Diana, that's what I was looking for. Why don't you give us a voucher for that so we can better protect ourselves against whatever you got planned for us? But instead, you take $400 billion and you're going to forgive a bunch of student debt loans for people. Most of them probably got degrees in a bunch of stupid ass shit. I got a degree in organic buttholes, so you got to pay for it. No thanks. Mitchell McNeely, Joe needs a diaper. He needs a diaper for his ass and his mouth. Because there's a bunch of shit coming out of there, too. Come on, man. Come on. Man, you know the thing. Right there. You should have been removed. Right there. You're the resident of 1600, or you're trying to be, and you say you know the thing when you're talking about the Constitution. Out of here. Let's see. I see a couple people in here wanting to do some math. So why don't we? 400. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 400 billion divided by 325. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 325 million equals $1,200. And that's for every single human, not just adults. That's for every single human. Infants on up, $1,200. Now, let's see. How many adults are in the United States? So that cuts it down to 209 million for adults. So let's see. 400, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 400 billion divided by 209, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I'm counting the zeros, make sure I get it right. Equals $1,900. Just boom, $1,900 from the government. You don't got to pay it back. Don't got to pay no taxes. Or, like I said, a voucher for, not even money. Why don't you just do that? A voucher for firearms expenses, training, the firearm itself, accessories, whatever. Here you go. Nah. Actually, I want you to pay back my loan because I got a degree in transgender vegans. So I studied transgender vegans for 4 years, and I'm like, you got to pay now. Juggernaut Jumper, thank you for the Hamilton. Hey, Jericho. This is off topic, but Biden spoke to a small DNC group today. Of course, he noticed the only child in the room calling them babe. So nasty. He has, I don't want to call it an ability, an affliction, but he can't help it. Those pheromones go across his nose. Remember the old cartoons where they'd be cooking something that smells good and go like that? And then it fucking would take them like this and lead them in the air and they start floating, to the apple pie or whatever was sitting on the windowsill. He can't help it. When those pheromones come across his neck, yeah, there it is. It's in him. You can't help it. It's like, I mean, yeah, it's gross. It's disgusting. How many more examples do we need? But fucking, you can't help it. Once it goes, you start to hear him make that sound, you better watch out. Watch out. Grab those kids and hold them close. Because he's coming. Well, you know what I mean. He's on his way. I mean, I should have said that. The other way is gross. Juggernaut jumper again. Thank you. Biden stated that the Dems are the fiscally responsible party. No hyperbole. He said that. He said that if the Republicans get in office, inflation's going to get worse. How? How? Please tell me. Because if those Republicans have a fraction of a brain, they're going to stop that shit immediately if they want to keep their jobs. Andrea, thank you very much for the super sticker. Is that Andrea Viola? Or is that a different one? I get my Andreas mixed up. Andrew Justice, 1900 I'll buy another rifle and pistol. You could get for $1,900, you can get a damn nice pistol and a damn nice rifle. If I had that kind of money, you know what I'd get? If the government sent me a voucher for firearms purchases and whatnot, I get a Kimber. I know I'm a Glock guy, I know, but I gotta have a Kimber 1911 in my collection. Those are so nice. Them Kimbers are beautiful. Let me show you what I mean. Excuse me. So gorgeous. Hold on a second. I'll share this shit. Look at that. Look at those. Who wouldn't want that? Look at this one right here. Come on. That'd probably take every penny of that 1900. Oh, yeah. That thing's beautiful right there. That is gorgeous. Look at that. Look at the craftsmanship on that damn thing. Little compact right there. Yeah, that's the one. I take that. My government $1,900 government voucher is going to that thing right there. Or that one? Shit, come on. That's just cleaner than the board of hell. Now, how awesome would the government be if they were getting you shit like that? Huh? How nice would that be? Finally, the government giving us something we can use. Holy shit. Oh, happy day. Look at that damn thing. Come on now. Yeah. This is where I'd be going with my government $1,900. Fuckers. That's what everybody should do. Don't go out and buy anything else. Buy something that's going to protect you. And that would be this right here. Ladies, and again, this is only the Kimbers. There's $1,900. You could get a few weapons if you wanted to. You get like a handgun. You know, handgun is what? Like a decent one, say between $500 and $800. And getting toward 800, that's a really nice gun. But, let's say $600. $600, that's what? You could buy 3 nice handguns for $600, $700 a piece. I mean, nice. But if you want to just blow it all in one, that Kimber would be nice. You get a nice rifle for $1,900. Yeah, you be shitting in tall cotton. Salty bitch. Thank you very much for that $4.99 super sticker. Your salty ass. Glenn and John, green for 2024. Let's go. You ready to turn this bitch around? Huh? You ready to turn? You ready to turn this country around? DOA Rave says $2,400 for a Kimber, buddy. I've seen some nice Kimbers for, let's say, between $1,500 and $2,000. Get a really nice Kimber, but $2,400, yeah, that's going to be an amazing piece of craftsmanship. But I have seen them for cheaper than $2,400. Yeah, basically, John V says a Kimber and a few rounds for $1,900. That's right, but you'll get that Kimber. You'll get it. Those are awesome. What I really do, I mean, I might spend it on a Kimber, but I'd probably get a couple real nice tricked out Glocks for $1,900. Real nice. You can get some nice shit for $1,900. But basically, what I'm saying is, the government could be doing much better things with that money than giving it away for stupid shit. But that's what they do best. It's easy to do that. It's easy to spend other people's money. One of the easiest things in the world. I don't got to pay for it. So, because if you don't have to pay for it, then you don't have to worry about the price. Then it's whatever to whoever. I'm not paying for it. Fuck it. You know? I've used this analogy before. If you've ever gone to a wedding that's open bar or to a company function where everything's paid for, people get very wasteful. Half, drink with a couple sips taken out, food with a bite taken out of it because you don't give a shit. Now, if you're the one paying for the wedding and you're worried about how much cost per head, I've been there. Then you're worried because you're paying. But if not, you just got to show up and gorge yourself. You're not going to give a shit. You're going to get real wasteful real quick. And that's how they are. They're no different. Some things don't matter what level you're on. People are people. And it's always easy to spend other people's fucking cash. And I imagine the more of it you have to spend, the easier it is to spend it. These people have billions, trillions at their disposal. They can just wake up one day, get together and say, you want to steal 1.2 trillion? Yeah, I want to steal 1.2 trillion. Well, what if they don't have it? We'll just fucking make it. We'll just print it. Imagine having a mint in the back of your house. You got a warehouse in your backyard and it's a mint. And anytime you need more money, print it up. What's the problem? I remember being a kid. I went to the grocery store with my mom one time and I wanted to get something. She said, no, I've already written a check out. And I was like, well, Mom, just write another check. What's the problem? You got a whole book full. Look at that. You got a stack. Look at that book. Brand new checkbook. Just write another one. It's not that simple. It was easy for me because it wasn't my money. I didn't understand it. I didn't have to. I just knew that this lady right here is always buying shit. And I always have what I need. Fridge is always full. Closet's always full. Belly's always full. So just get more, lady. I don't get it. Now I get it. Now I get it. I understand now. But when it's somebody else's cash, fuck it. If you can find pussy cheaper than this, fuck it. What movie is that from? Huh? See how good you guys really are. So I am going to get into, I am going to do the video for the Candace Owens documentary, The Greatest Lie Ever Sold. And it was sold for a high price too. For a high price. And how can you say America is not the greatest country? Yes, Dust Till Dawn. Very good. How can you say that America is not the greatest country on earth when you can just make up a group and extort people for $90 million so far? That's what we got the tax returns for. Like I said, I've heard as high as $6 billion. What a great country. You can just make up a group, stick your invisible pistol up to their back and say it's a stick up. It's a racial stick up. Give me your money. And all these guilt-ridden white liberal jackasses threw their hands up and said, take whatever you want. Honey, open your purse. You fucking dummies. And they spent every penny on some dumb shit. I'll talk about it. Be right here as soon as I upload it. Be on the lookout. People, not only do I got to record this video I just told you about, but my son has soccer practice today. And yes, I mentioned before, they lost the game. Very sad about that. They lost. It was their first game, first loss of the year. They lost by 2 goals. But today, we're going to hit that field. We're going to practice. We're going to be perfect. And we're going to destroy our next foe. That's what I want to tell them, but we'll see what the coach says. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Everybody in the comment section, your comments, your questions, your super chats, whatever. Just being here, watching, listening, just listening. Or maybe you have a sound off and you're just looking at me. That's weird, but that's okay. Appreciate you being here. 8 billion people in the world, and you're hanging out with this one. Blows my mind every time. Thank you very much. And mañana, already got a list of shit to talk about. And what are we? Let's see. Countdown to the house cleaning. So today's the 24th. We got 7 plus 8. That's 15 days. 15 days until the midterms. Well, tomorrow when we wake up, it'll be 2 weeks. 2 weeks. Thank you, Sharon. She says, I'm listening, sometimes commenting. Can you believe it? All the shit we've been going through, and we're 2 weeks out, 15 days, but we're 2 weeks out from getting some payback, getting some get right. Huh? The rabbit's going to have the gun in 15 days? Remember getting an ass whooping from your parents? Imagine if you could stop in the middle of that ass whooping and take the belt and start whooping their ass. Huh? It's coming. 15 days. 15 days. What are we going to do with that? What are we going to do with that power? What did Spider-Man's uncle say? With great power comes great responsibility. We have great power. We're going to flex that great power in 15 days. Rod Marsom says, Kamala loves old people, Biden loves young people. That is very true. That is very true and very sad. The first one, whatever, that's your style, girl. You like them old, you like them distinguished. But the second one, law enforcement needs to be involved. But yeah, man, 15 days. What you going to do? What you going to do? We'll find out. I'll see you here tomorrow, 1 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. Say it with me, damn it. You know how it goes. I try to be done with the left, but they just won't let me. Please subscribe. Hit that notification bell because every time it rings, a piece of shit lefty cries. Utilize the Linktree link. Get your ass over to JerichoGreen.net and MyGreenGear.com. I am Jericho Green. Man, I'm out.